Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I had the sun coming in here in my office, and now it has gone down a little bit, so now it's not bothering me so much. I just adjusted my blinds. I just got back. I took my son to the orthodontist. Normally that takes about 20 minutes because all they're doing usually is just tightening the braces and all that, but today, for some reason, I bet it took an hour and 10 minutes for my son to come out of there, and I was like, oh, come on. But great orthodontist, he's the same guy that put my braces on, and so I really can't say anything bad about the guy. The guy knows what he's doing. I will be glad when I'm not paying for braces, though. Of course, this is just round one. I'm going to have round two coming pretty soon. Okay, I got some good stuff here. This is from Chinu Patel at Chinu Patel 29. Sent me this. This is interesting. From at Tenatoshi. Since the partnership with MoneyGram, the XRP market in Bitso, Mexican, has been steadily growing. This implies the increase in XRapid payment volume. It will also attract more market makers to the market and let them buy XRP. In fact, I don't think I told you all, but this morning I literally rolled over in bed and bought some XRP, and I'm doing that as pretty much every chance I get, because I see what's going on, not just from the utility standpoint, but also from the speculative standpoint. I try all the time to poke holes in what we're doing here. I talk to my friends. I talk to the Digital Asset Investor's official neighbor. I talk to people. I have a couple of people that I talk to on the phone in the community every once in a while. I speak to them, and we do this. I do a lot of this bouncing things off of other people behind the scenes just to keep myself in check and to make sure that I'm not just thinking things in a vacuum. And I do that all the time. But I talk to my father just about every morning about this stuff, and both of us always have the same conclusion after we kind of recap the news, and that is nothing about where we are as far as the prices makes any sense to either one of us, but nothing has changed in our gut about how huge all this is, and we haven't seen any evidence that would make us want to change our gut, and for that reason, it is nothing but a buying opportunity, and so every chance I get, I buy. But I love seeing the little things like this. This is a big time right here. I just imagine all of the companies that Ripple's been working with, the ones they haven't announced yet, and think about all the shoes that are going to be dropping, and then all of the people that you know and I know that haven't even heard of XRP or Ripple yet that are going to be coming in. The hype cycle that we had in 2017 that drove XRP up to as high as $3.50 or so cents, that was hype without even bordering on the true hype that can come with most of, or at least even half the population of the world, or 25% of the population. We hadn't even begun yet. So I'm excited every day to be able to buy at these kind of prices. Okay, next. Now, I have not seen anything out of the Joker for a little while, but when this guy talks, I listen, because this guy, both in public and behind the scenes, to me, I tell you all the time, I'm not a chart guy, I'm not a trader, but there are very few traders and people that know all the charting and all that I pay attention to closely. This guy has given me information, like told me that here's what he thought the prices were going to do, like 2 or 3 times behind the scenes that wasn't even public information. No, I'm not saying he was giving me non-public information. I'm saying he was giving me his predictions behind the scenes without making them public, and then they came true. I mean, this has happened at least 2 or 3 times with me. So when he talks, I listen. He says XRP USD is trading around 32-cent levels. 50-cent to $1 levels are coming. MoneyGram is transacting on the XRapid platform. Soon others would follow. The utility is kicking in, and literally we will see banks settling currencies in XRP. Be a buyer at these low prices. Bought some more at more XRP at 30 cents. I think Pump will follow me, and that's from July 24th. And then he tweeted this in the last 11 or so hours as well. XRP BTC is going according to plan. He had tweeted this back on July 27th. XRP BTC is repeating the same pattern back in summer 2018. July and August are down before the big pump in September. I'm adding here, and I will add more. This is a swing trade till end of year. TP would be around 8K SAT, XRP USD, 50 cent to $1 XRP, and he's doing all the hashtags. But this guy is basically, from what I've seen from him, he's calling for around September for all this stuff to take off, and should be interesting to watch. Okay, this was a tweet earlier from Ripple Ninja. Seems strange. We have no reaction from Ripple or Brad Garlinghouse regarding Fed now. Such a big announcement from the Fed regarding the future of payments in America, and silence from Ripple. And then at Matt Skinner 15 says, think about that some more and base it around what you have seen them do in the past. And he's saying what Ripple comments on and what they don't comment on. And I think he makes a pretty interesting point there. Next, this was a Ripple tweet today, okay, 5 hours ago. Excited to hear MoneyGram talk about the value of RippleNet and XRP in helping deliver real-time global payments to their customers. Now, they're tweeting out something MoneyGram tweeted on August the 2nd. I don't know why they're so late. But the interesting thing here, XRP Crypto Wolf comes in. He says, MoneyGram is currently number 2 in the world for money transfers. But after they fully implement and launch XRapid with XRP, then I am expecting them to be the number 1 money transfer service in the world after they take over Western Union's place. Or maybe Western Union will get on board with Ripple, one or the other. And then Ethan Beard tweeted this out today. Excited about Spring's investment in Equilibrium Connect, which will make it easier for developers to access and build on Interledger. And then XRP Crypto Wolf picked up on this. Ripple Spring invested in Equilibrium Connect. It will build Interledger applications that leverage the network's unique properties. They will operate Interledger nodes across XRP, BTC, Ethereum, and web services API for developers to build on Interledger. Okay, and then from Ripple, Ripple is tweeting this out, and when I see this, guys, I look down here. Tell me what I want somebody to tell me what movie this is from. I saw this and I immediately had this thought go through my mind. What's with the life vest? That's the first thing that I thought. That is from a famous movie, and you probably all know what movie I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take this picture and I'm going to put an XRP right there. Just to remind you to think of what movie that's from. Then from at XRP Bart sent me this. This is Dilip Rao finally clarified his position. This was from his tweet yesterday that we were all talking about. To be clear, my comments are only what they state. Please don't read any more into it. Ripple will announce any projects when public. My role gets me excited about payments infrastructure. Boring to most. Hashtag cool your jets. So he does want us to cool our jets after all. Then, this is something you all need to be aware of. The Internal Revenue Service has been sending out letters to some crypto owners to make sure that they're staying honest. I think it's more or less just to make sure everybody's honest with their taxes. Now, the scammers have picked up on this and they're sending out fake IRS letters. So make sure that you are very careful in what you respond to. Bitcoin investor caution, scammers using fake IRS letters targeting crypto users. Fake letters purportedly from the U.S. Internal Revenue Service are doing rounds with scammers targeting crypto users in efforts to con them from their funds. So here's what I would take from this. The IRS, in my opinion, don't quote me, call the IRS directly, go directly to their website and ask them. But I don't believe that they're going to be asking you to send them any of their crypto. They just want you to pay your taxes in US dollars. So pay your taxes on your crypto. That's the lesson, and go directly to the IRS if you get any kind of letter and you have any kind of question about it. Then I saw this. This was kind of interesting. This is from 2017. Faster Payment Scorecard. A Federal Reserve-led task force scored 16 proposals for a speedier U.S. payment system. This chart shows the number of criteria up to a maximum of 36 for which each plan was judged either effective or very effective. Looked like Ripple had landed somewhere right in here, and so we don't know if this is an old thing or if this has been updated or not. In fact, this person is asking XRP Center if they had an update for it. Let's see what's next. Now this is interesting right here, and this means something to XRP holders right here. Darren Palatina, at Darren Palatina, the masses will follow the media like a moth to a flame. He is right here, folks. Why would they keep mentioning Bitcoin but avoid talking about XRP? My guess is to prevent the herd from making life-changing gains. Check it out. This is something I've been talking about on this channel for a long time. There is a reason that even people that own equity in Ripple will not say XRP. I have always thought that the only thing that makes any sense is that there is a plan, and there's a plan to, at some point, be willing to talk about it, and at that point, floodgates open. Well, right now what you're seeing is Bitcoin. That's all anybody can talk about. I believe phase 2 of all this crypto stuff is going to be when, at some point, I've always believed that something is going on. There's a reason these guys won't talk about it. Everybody from Pompliano to Mike Novogratz to Barry Silbert, all these guys, it's not some mystery to them. It's not like they don't know that XRP is a better technology than Bitcoin. They all know. So so that's always been something hanging out there. The only thing that makes any sense is that there is some kind of a plan to this, and there's a reason. And so what I want to show you now is all the attention that Bitcoin gets just being talked about first. Now think about this for a minute. You got XRP over here. It's faster, it's more scalable, it's everything that Bitcoin is not, okay? And yet Bitcoin is all these people can talk about. And so Bitcoin gets all the media attention, and therefore Bitcoin is what is the price that goes up, at least initially. That's the one that leads. Now look down here. Ripple, blockchain, XRapid, the things that are important technologically, Ripple, blockchain, XRapid, XRP, from a technological standpoint, from a world-changing standpoint, these things are 10,000 times more important than that, because Bitcoin is literally just the first through the door. That's all it has going through for it, and they all know it. This makes absolutely no sense for this lesser technology to be way up here and all this, while the things that are under the surface actually changing the world are getting no attention. It has to be by design. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Okay, finally, I wanted to show you this from Michelle Vandenberg. This is interesting right here, because this guy just comes out and says it. This is Larry Summers. Now, Lawrence Summers, just so you know, he's an economist. He's a former vice president of development economics and chief economist of the World Bank, senior U.S. Treasury Department official through Bill Clinton's administration. Then he was the former director of National Economic Council for President Obama. And he's the former president of Harvard University. So the guy obviously is no dummy. He says, this is a tweet. He tweets this out yesterday. We may well be at the most dangerous financial moment since the 2009 financial crisis, with current developments between U.S. and China. Markets are now suggesting the high risk of recession since 2011, only slightly less than half over the next year. The collapse in medium and long-term interest rates is ominous. That speaks for itself, folks. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that I may have to give my 7-year-old a spanking for. He won't quit yelling while I'm trying to do videos. I'm about to go, I'm not going to give him a spanking right now, but I am going to go raise my voice with the kid because I've heard him screaming in the background the entire time I've been doing this video. Thank you for listening.